There's a certain Eddie Van Halen lick that's been copied by every shredder known to man, from Paul Gilbert to Francis Bubble Trousers. It sounds awesome, it's not terribly hard to learn how to play, and the coolest thing about it is it's going to turn you into a more better shredder if you work on it. I'm going to tell you guys why today. Hey there kids, it's your good buddy, Uncle Ben. So the phrasing concept I want to talk to you guys about today is based on a lick that Eddie implemented into his playing all the time. It's a 3-note per string half-picked phrase that I don't know if Eddie came up with it or not, but I know for myself I've always thought about it as the Spanish fly phrase because that's where I heard it first. It's something like this. I'm paraphrasing here, but I think you guys know the one I'm talking about. Sounds awesome, right? You guys have also heard Paul Gilbert use this one at the end of, I think it's Technical Difficulties. Again, I'm paraphrasing here, but it's something like this. It's a vicious phrase, and even though it's only half-picked, it can turn you into a monster alternate picker if you know how to practice it. Here's the concept. Take 3 notes on one string and then 3 notes on another string. That's the way a lot of my favorite licks start. Let's use F sharp, G, A, B, C, D right here on the D and G strings. To start this phrase off, pick the first note on the lower string with the downstroke and do hammer-ons all the way up. When you get to the next string, you're going to alternate pick this with up, down, up. So it's down, hammer, hammer, up, down, up. Be sure to carefully notice if you're starting this lick off with a downstroke every single time. Be sure to make that kind of a cornerstone or kind of anchor note for yourself. Because if you're starting this off with an upstroke, it means something has changed in the picking. It's not necessarily a bad thing all the time, we'll talk about that later on. But just to get it under your mitts with me, try starting off with a downstroke on that D string every time. That little phrase is the basis of everything that we're going to talk about in this video. And if you want to get even more out of this lesson, be sure to check out my Patreon page over at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. Sign up today, even for just $1 a month. You're going to get access to hundreds of exclusive posts full of bonus videos, downloadable tabs, backing tracks, and so much more. This week, everybody who supports my channel, even at that $1 a month level, you're not gonna miss $1. But if you don't sign up, you will miss out on a very special extended and ad-free cut of this video showing you guys a multitude of different ways to practice this lick to get the most out of it. So don't delay. Sign up today over at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. For today's lesson, it only makes sense that I bust out this incredible made in Japan EVH Wolfgang that I've got here. Beautiful guitar, absolutely amazing. There's not really a lot of information about the Japanese ones online, but I'm here to tell you guys, this thing is one bad Larry. It's got what it takes, it brings the pain. And I'm playing that today through the Axe FX 3. Now let's talk about the science of how this is going to take you from a picking Padawan to a shred-eye knight. One of the biggest misconceptions that guitar players have is that the hardest thing about alternate picking is building the speed. I think that's a lie, because if you put your hand down on a piece of paper, all of us can scribble at like 300 BPM, no problem. We can all move our hands plenty fast. Just ask your stepmom. The hardest thing about alternate picking is changing strings, you know? If everything that we played was like, Dick Dale style, no string changes, it'd be no problem to become a monster alternate picker. The tricky thing is moving that motion across the strings. And that's where this lick can make you a more better shredder. Check this out. I'm really hoping my ancient piece of shit camera here can maintain its auto-focusing ways and stay close up on my right hand here, because that's what we want to talk about. Okay, watch as I play this lick. There's something that you might see happening here with my picking hand on that first downstroke. And it's that it doesn't just go straight down like this, it's that it goes down and under the G string, right? Because I need to tag that with an upstroke. Watch again, you're gonna see my pick here launch over the G string and get under it to make that happen. Notice I didn't just do a downstroke and sit there until it's the last minute and then try to get under the string. That'll always mess you up in the long run. I'm kind of flinging the pick out and under, like that right there. That way I'm right there beneath the string that I'm trying to tag next. This is what I call a launcher, okay? I'm thinking about this as a specialized pick stroke that not only sounds the note that I want you to hear, but gets me to where I need to be. And that is the special thing about practicing this lick. It really helps you with those launchers. See, try it again and really try to make that pick go over the G string and get under it to tag that note. You could even just practice the first 4 like that to really focus on the launcher. Look down at your picking hand. Make sure that that downstroke is like an elevator that takes you underneath the G string. I'm missing a good joke about getting underneath the G string there. Just make up your own. See, the problem that most people have with their picking is that whenever they're trying to move across strings like that, they'll smack the string that they're trying to hit next. It'll sound something like this. Hear how I'm kind of tagging that string before I get it with the upstroke? That's not what you want it to sound like, and that's what most beginners struggle with. Trying to work on the focus here. That's what most beginners struggle with, is passing over that string without hitting it. So that's what this lick will really help you with. Same with getting above the D string to restart the lick. Check it out. That last upstroke that you play on the G needs to also be a launcher that gets you up and over the D string without hitting it like this. See how that upstroke's smacking the D string? You don't want that. You want to get up and over it without hitting it. Again, it's a launcher. It's a pick stroke that hits a note and gets you where you need to be next. If you practice this lick and master that launcher mentality, all of your alternate picking licks are going to be easier because you're teaching yourself how to do a pick stroke that leaps over and under a string, like that right there. Now, some of you guys might be thinking that's a little bit of a wasted motion because why don't I just hit it with a downstroke, right? I'm on my way that way anyway. I'd suppose that you could. This is a little bit of a wasted movement in a sense. But if you want to become a great alternate picker, and I know that you do, this is a necessary motion that you have to learn. You have to learn these launching mechanics. Think about it being like a diagonal line that goes out like this whenever I do that downstroke. See this? It's not down. It's kind of down and out, just like your stepdad, right? See that move right there? It's up and over, down and out, up and over, down and out, up and over. You should be able to freeze frame, and your pick is going to be right under or right over where it needs to be next. That is the power of the Spanish fly phrase. And as a bonus, it sounds really awesome to inject this into your solos. I kind of like the sound of that better than just straight alternate picking it like this. To me, that's very almost monotone from an attack perspective. Every note sort of sounds the same. But whenever you have that contrast between the hammer-ons and the picked notes, I think it makes a really cool sound. I mean, I've just always liked that half-picked sound because I love Van Halen, I love Paul Gilbert, and that's where I'm used to hearing it from. So it's also really great sounding. Now, here's the cool thing about this too. Because it's only half-picked, it means the left hand is in the driver's seat for a little bit of this. The pick's not always the one dictating the rhythm and the groove here. The left hand is in control too. This is really great for improving your hand synchronization because you're kind of passing the ball rhythmically between the two hands. Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. And it's great to spot if your left hand is moving too fast or maybe your pick is moving too slow. If it's not totally in sync and your hands aren't both in the groove, it'll sound kind of lopsided like this. Ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum. That's not what we want. We want unbroken triplets. Ba-ba-bum, bum, 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 bum. A lot of us let that left hand really quickly do those hammer-ons if it's in the driver's seat. And this will help you improve on that and keep your hands perfectly in sync, whether you're picking or doing legato or what. So after you've mastered the basic phrase, and you can play that smoothly using those launcher pick strokes that we talked about, I recommend trying to take this across the strings using like a 3-note per string scale. Like maybe this 3-note per string A major scale. Think about playing that phrasing idea in pairs of strings as you go through that. So maybe E to A, then let's do A to D. D to G, G to B, B to E. As I go through that, I'm just thinking about that phrase as being on E, A, D, G, B. That's a great way to kind of go through that and think about putting that through a 3-note per string phrase. And it sounds slick, right? And you don't have to tell anybody. It's not really that hard to play because your pick isn't working all that much. But all the while, you're getting your hands more in sync. You're working on your launchers, and you're going to be an alternate picking beast in no time if you work this up to speed. And I know that you can do it because I can do it. And if I can, you definitely can. Get into it. You can also use this phrasing concept descending. You're just going to be doing pull-offs instead of hammer-ons. So it's like up, pull, pull, and then down, up, down on the next string. Up, pull, pull, down, up, down. Restart from there. Sounds awesome. It sounds like you're really shredding, and the pick isn't really doing all that much. Now, if you're having trouble keeping everything in sync and keeping the pick from smacking the strings as you go in and out of them like that, I recommend isolating just the pick hand. You'll probably be surprised at how little work it's actually doing. Because even if you're playing that lick really fast, like Paul Gilbert speed, if you isolated just what the right hand was doing, it's not really that much. Think about it. You're doing down, up, down, up. I bet any of you guys can play that. And if you can do it that fast, if you put the left-hand fingers on it, you're already cooking. Again, as I'm going through that, I'm making sure I'm launching the pick out of the strings every time, getting up and over or down and under the next string in the phrase. That's the power of the Spanish fly sequence, and it's up to you to decide how to wield it. Hopefully it will be for the powers of justice in the way of the Shred-Eye Knight. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Be sure to tag me over there on Instagram with you playing through that lick with however you choose to apply it through the 3-note per string phrases of your choosing. You guys can find me over there at Ben Eller Guitars. Be sure to give me a tag and I'll check out your shreds. If you guys like this video and want to get access to the super exclusive guitar Illuminati secrets that are only going to be revealed in the extended ad-free cut of this video, you ought to be checking out that Patreon page over at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. It's the best place on the internet. People are saying it and I'm repeating it. Don't delay it. Sign up today. Thanks so much for watching the video. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for awesome content coming at you all the time, and ring the bell for notifications every time I upload a new slice of fried gold. Well guys, it's been fun as always, but now it's time for me to get away from the computer, edit this video, and put it up to change the world of guitar playing for, I don't know about forever, but maybe for a little while for somebody, and that's what counts. Get away from the computer, grab your guitar, go do some shredding. Less clicking, more picking.